from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. That's right, boys and girls. I'm a Canadian motor vlogger out on the VTX, better known as Stacy. Well, it's coming down to the end of the season. This is the last ride for me on this bike. Because, believe it or not, I sold her today. Yes, I sold Stacy. Now, hear me out, okay? Am I in love with the bike? No. Do I like the bike? Oh yeah. Has the bike been awesome to me? 100,000%. The bike has been absolutely awesome for me. But this season and last season changed everything for me. I usually was putting anywhere between 5 and 10,000 kilometers on my other bikes per season. This bike in the last 2 years has had 2,000 kilometers. So that's 1,000 kilometers a season. That's not a lot of riding. And that's when I come to realize that I'm not in love with Stacy. I like Stacy. She's a great girl, you know, but just not in love with the bike. I don't have that feeling that I get when I used to ride my other motorcycles. And that's when I knew. When I knew I had to give her up to someone that is going to absolutely love her. I found a guy, and I could just tell as soon as he came to see her that this is his bike. So 2 weeks ago, me and him made a deal, and I am on my way right now to drop his bike off. This is his bike now. It was a great bike, but I'm moving on! Now, I had a bike for one single season. I had it for a year, and that's the bike that I got hit on. Now, I was sitting at a lights when I got hit. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't speed. It wasn't anything. The person wasn't paying attention, and she ran into the back of me. I had to have shoulder surgery, and unfortunately, they wrote the bike off. Now, that bike was an XBR9 Buell, and I was in love with it. That was my forever bike. I was like, this is what I love. I had that whole summer on the bike, and I was like, yes, I am truly happy. The first time I ever saw one in a Harley Davidson in the United States, I was hooked. Eric Buell, you rocked it out of the park. And now that I sold Stacy, I've actually located one, and me and the guy are actually in talks right now. And it's a very good chance. This is not the XBR9. This is the 1125 Buell. And it's the last year that they made them, 2009. And let's fingers crossed. Maybe he might sell it by the time this is said and done. I don't know, but I'm hoping. If not, I have another bike lined up. So this is bike number 2. I have 2 bikes that I really wanted. The Buell is number 1. By far, that's the bike. That's the bike I want by far. The second bike is a 2003 Suzuki Hayabusa. Yes. And that is another bike that I've talked about in my videos that I love. I love it. I get on that bike and I'm giddy. I actually went to a dealership and sat on one and went, holy smokes. Now, if the Buell doesn't fall through, then I'm hoping the Suzuki Hayabusa will still be there. Now, the Hayabusa, there's one thing with it. Mega kilometers on that bike. which means it's been ridden hard. I don't know if it's been ridden hard, but it's been ridden, and it has mega. The Buell, not so much. That's where I'm kind of, I will be paying extra money for the Buell because of the condition. But I know that I'm getting a good bike. Not that the Suzuki isn't an awesome bike, but it's got mega kilometers on it. And what happens if I get it and next season I need an engine? Well, I've been checking eBay and everything, and you can get an engine, but you're looking anywhere between $2,500 and $4,000 American for the engine. That's just the engine. Now you have to get someone to take out your other engine and install the engine, which would be more money. So that's could be $6,000. Could cost you $2,000 to have someone install an engine. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never had that. So that I'm not sure, but I know that the Buell has low kilometers. I've seen the pictures. It absolutely looks stunning. The guy that has it even is willing to meet me halfway. We live in Ontario, and he lives in the northern part, and I live down at the southwest part of Windsor, and he's willing to meet me halfway with this bike on a trailer if I'm interested. So I'm very, very, very interested in this Buell. This Buell has been the bike that I've always wanted. And if I could get another one, now I'm going to be paying more money than what I'm selling Stacy for. But if I could get another Buell, I think that this cat will be shooting videos all the time next summer, because I will constantly be on it, because I absolutely love Buell motorcycles. And my voice changed there, but yeah, I just think that if this falls through and I get this Buell, I know I'm going to ride it like there's no tomorrow. I just have that feeling, and I'm like, I'm giddy again about riding. And not that Stacy ever did me wrong. She never did me wrong. This bike is an absolute awesome bike. But I like her. I'm not in love with her. And I think that's the biggest difference. And that's why I didn't ride it. I just didn't. I had all my friends, and when I got hit on the Buell, they're like, get out of the race bikes, man. You need to get yourself a cruiser. We'll all cruise together. And I got to really say that, you know, my heart wasn't there for the cruisers, but when I seen Stacy, I was like, okay, that's a nice bike. I got the insurance money. Yeah, let's do it. Let's drop it. But riding with my friends and everything, and they all have Harleys and everything, that's, hey, the Buell is a Harley. It's a Harley Davidson engine in a race frame. But just wasn't the style that I was thinking. So I was like, man, this is this is not for me. I was just waving everyone on because my buddy's behind me, and yeah, just waiting for the light to change, and I'll sneak in. Sneakies. But could be crazy here. This is not good. Well, get right behind each other, but he's behind me. So, afternoon traffic on a Friday afternoon. I am driving up to Wheatley, Ontario, Canada. Yes, that's where the guy that bought the bike, that's where he lives. I gotta scratch my nose. Sorry, the little wind there. Had an itchy nose. We're all good. But yeah, so long story short, this is my last ride on the VTX. And I'm gonna have to say something to you. I was hindering all season about selling the VTX. And it was, I watched one guy, and I've watched him since I started motovlogging, and that is Do It With Dan. And Do It With Dan has such a positive attitude about everything. The guy has, health issues and everything. Just looks totally around it. And when he bought another race bike, even with his health issues, I knew right then and there, I gotta go buy my race bike. I'm a lot older than Do It With Dan, but I just knew, I could tell he was so happy to have another bike and a bike that he liked. And I was like, this is what I need. This is what I need. So that was the final straw. After watching Do It With Dan, I was like, okay, I'm putting her up for sale. She lasted 2 days on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy contacted me and came down and looked at Stacy and said, yep, that's the bike I've been looking for. So here we go. So we are off on the last ride on the VTX ever. That is it. We are going to drop her off at the guy's place. I was going to say his name, but no. I mean, I'm not saying his full name, but yeah. We are going to drop the VTX off to him and call it a day. And then I'll start trying to get in contact with this guy with the Buell. Now, the thing that's saving me too is he lives out in the middle of nowhere. Like, he is out in the boonies, and that's the one thing that's kind of... If he had that Buell in Toronto, Canada, it would be gone. It would be gone already. Someone would snatch that right up and gone. But because he lives way out in the boonies, I don't think people are willing to travel all the way out there for that bike. They got so much bikes to choose from in Toronto, they're just like, yeah, I don't need to go all the way out there. So that's the one thing that's saving me, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the bike is still for sale when this all goes down. I'll have the money in my hand, and I'll be like, hey, cash is king, brother. Money talks and bullshit walks, and I ain't bullshit because I got money and I want the bike. So I'm gonna try not to act too anxious about it, but I really, really do want this Buell. It's same color as I had. It's actually even a little better because the Buell that I had was red. If you go in my videos and look at a Buell, it was red with a silver frame. And this Buell is red with a black flame. It's all blacked out, and I love that blacked out. It looks awesome. I'm like, wow, this looks sharp. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, people, that this bike will be available after I sell Stacy. But anyways, guys, this has been an absolute great bike. Like I said, she's never done me wrong. I truly had an amazing time on her, and I'm selling her. I'm not in love with her. I like her, but it would be that girl that you bring home to your parents, but you wouldn't bring to meet your grandparents, because your grandparents are very fussy and they're old. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna slow down here. Let me get through this light before I call it safely and everything. JC's still behind me. We're all good. yeah, so anyways, guys, last ride on the VTX. Hopefully you'll see new videos. I will do a bike reveal and hopefully get some tractions. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this content, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. I have like 366 people that watch my videos. I always, if they leave a comment, I comment back because you're awesome. Anyways, you're you, I'm me, I love you guys. I am Moto Steve, and I am out.